Hey guys, I got another bunch of random coins. This is all from one bank, except for these two things of 20 and nickels, and these few couple dollar coins and half dollars are from another bank. But these nickels and everything else is from another bank. I have a ton of nickels and a ton of dimes, and I got the reason why I got so many dimes is because I've been really getting skunked on dimes, and I really want to find some more silver. So I think it's over 150 bucks in dimes here. There's 10 here, and then like 70, 75, maybe 80. $10 in pennies. 200 in quarters. Now, I'm a little concerned because I got $500 in quarters that were all like this, and they all have a mark on them. And I didn't find any W's or anything, or no foreigns, which isn't uncommon in quarters. So I don't know if those are going to be searched or not. I do have a few other random rolls mixed in, so we'll see about that. But the rest of the stuff we'll get into. So I'm just gonna make sure that there's nothing special in the half dollars and dollars. I didn't see anything. Nothing really that cool there. And then I'll get right in. You know what? I'll do the quarters next. I usually start on pennies, but I'm actually gonna end it off with pennies today. And I'll look through this, and then if I find anything in the quarters, I'll let you know. And whatever denomination I get to find first, I'll bring you guys in on. All right, we'll see what we can get. All right, here are the half dollars and dollars. I don't think there's anything special here. We got a 74D that I'll check for the DDO, an 86, and a 72 that has the FG on there, and then these two, 2000D and 2000D. All right, let's get into the quarters. All right, guys. This was really unexpected. I went through all the quarters and didn't find anything. I didn't pull anything out. I'm on roll 3 of the dimes, and I found something that I've only found once before. And I found it in a machine wrap roll. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I just found a proof. 1980S. That is an awesome find. I don't find many of those. The one that I found before is a 2004. I'm just wiping it on my shirt right now. There. Wow. That is a nice find. That is awesome. That is great. I've only found, like I said, I've only found that one other time. And it was around a year ago. And it was a 1984. That is a good find. If we're not gonna find silver, I'll happily take something that I don't find often. Let's keep going. All right, we're on the next roll. I missed it from the edge, but I got a Canadian here from 1972, almost silver. It was just a few years away from being silver, but still a good find. Let's keep going. All right, this is a good sign, guys. I'm on roll number 1 of the third pack, not of 10, but the third bundle, and I think I'm pretty sure we have silver here. I wanted to look because it did kind of look like a foreign, and it looks like a U.S. coin. I wanted to check because I've been skunked so many times. What is it? What is it? We got a 1964. Out of Denver. We got silver. That is awesome. Finally broke my streak of not finding silver. That is cool. I'm just going to quickly look through. I don't see anything else. But that's awesome, guys. We got silver. Alright, I'm on the first roll of nickels. I didn't get anything else in the dimes. But I see a 1940 poking out of here. 1940, Philadelphia. And let's just do a check. Is this one old? Nope, 64. This one? Nope, also 64. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, I'm on roll number 3. And I see a couple of foreign coins here. I see a Canadian nickel here. It looks older, too. Yep, 1976. And then I see one right here. I don't see any more. Got a 1986 in really rough shape. That is 2 Canadian nickels on the board. Not seeing anything else. So let's keep going. Alright, about on roll number 9, and it's been kind of slow for older finds, but we got a 58D, so that is our next find. Let's keep going. Alright, these nickels still haven't been producing a ton, but I'm on the first roll of the third pack of 10, and I got a pretty nice 1959 Denver. So these last 10 are from a different bank, so hopefully we can do a little bit better this time. Alright, next roll, we got a 1958 Denver. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, a couple rolls later, and I feel like we're getting is 58s and 59s. I got another 58 out of Denver. Alright, we got 6 rolls left. Alright, well, I opened the roll that was older looking, and it had a few finds in it. Look like they're all older Jeffersons. We got a couple from 59, both out of Denver. And then we got a 58 again out of Denver as well. We got a 57, that's a new one, Denver, and a 54, Denver as well, again a new one. So that was a good roll, a very productive roll. So let's keep going. Alright, final roll of nickels gave us one more in 1957. And let's move on to pennies now. Well, this penny hunt is literally going to be a bust. I'm on the last roll, and I finally got a find. It's a foreign coin from 2000. Man, that was a really rough batch of pennies. It seemed like most of it was also searched. These 10 rolls here that were all the same type were definitely searched. The other 10... Not much copper in them really to speak of. A lot of shield sense. Anyway. I wish we didn't have to end the hunt like that, but let's do a wrap up. Alright, so we're done with that hunt, and I'm kind of on the fence about this hunt, mainly because you know, we did get silver, and we got a proof in the dimes, which I rarely see. But it ended off really bad, I'll be honest. The pennies didn't produce really anything other than this foreign that's in terrible shape. So it's like I'm happy we got silver, but we ended on an absolutely terrible note. I didn't get any wheat pennies in any of those rolls. And even the stuff that was in those rolls was not very good either. Not much copper. Not even any, not even any real chances to check for wheat pennies. But I'll still take this hunt because we did get silver, and I'm happy about that. I guess starting off with nickels. And again, the nickels, they weren't that great either. Yeah, we got a bunch of finds, but they're all in the 50s except one, and we had 60 bucks in nickels, so I was like hoping for sure that we find a bunch more 40s finds. I'll say that a lot of those rolls had nothing in them anyway. I mean, this older looking roll kind of saved the nickels pretty much. Because I think there were like 4 or 5 finds in that one roll. But other than that, if you don't include that roll, we really didn't score much at all. So the nickels and the pennies really disappointed me. Which usually they don't. Usually it's the dimes. That disappoint me, or the quarters. And the quarters, I didn't expect too much in there, mainly because a lot of the rolls appear to be searched, and I had already looked through the majority of them, and they did appear to be searched. And I did get a kind of one cool thing, which you guys will see that in a quarter video that I'm trying to put together. But Man, I really wish the nickels and the pennies did a little bit better, especially the pennies. But yeah, so we got, as for 50s, I guess this should be in this pile. I don't know why that's not how it should be. But I got, as far as the oldest nickel we got a 1940 Philly. And then we got one from we're jumping all the way to 1954. We got one from Denver. Two from 57, both out of Denver. And then we have four from 58. I think all Denver's as well, and then 3 from 59. I would say the find of the nickels is probably this pretty nice condition 1959, just because of its shape. Well, I don't know. I might say this 1976 Canadian nickel is the find of the hunt, mainly because it's older and it's 99% nickel, so it's worth about 10 cents. Kind of like how copper pennies are worth double face. And then this beat up 1986. The dimes were great. For how dimes have been going for me lately, dimes were definitely the winner here, which is not the case very often. And then obviously got that beat up 2000 Canadian. Speaking of Canadians, we got that Canadian dime from 1972. It was almost silver. It's not silver, but it was just a few years off. I think 68. They some of them were 50% silver. We got the silver, of course, 1964 out of Denver. Yeah, awesome. That it finally ended my streak of skunked dime rolls. I looked back on my videos after finding that silver, just to see when I last found a silver dime, and it was back in April. So it's been a long time since I found a silver in a roll. I've looked through hundreds and hundreds of dollars in dimes, both machine wrapped and custom wrapped, and found nothing. And actually, when I got these dimes at this bank, I got a bunch of machine wrap that were uncirculated. So, it's finally nice to see some silver in dimes, even if it's only one. And I'd probably call this the find of the hunt, mainly because I so rarely find proof dimes. I've only found 3 proof dimes in total. One was actually a 1962 or 1963 silver proof dime that I got in the Coinstar, believe it or not. And then I found, or I think maybe around a year ago, last summer, I found a 1984 S in a machine wrapped roll. This is the first proof dime that I found in a custom wrapped roll. It's a 1980 S. It did clean up pretty good. I'm trying to only touch it by the edges. It cleaned up pretty nice, so I'll take that. I'll definitely flip that up. But yeah, anything that I don't find very often, I'll take quite a bit. I guess some of the other things I pulled out, I didn't actually pull out anything in the quarters. I pulled out this kind of cool tone 1965. I thought it was cool enough that I'll probably hold on to it. I got a few nice pennies and nickels here. I got a pretty nice 68S. It's not perfect, but it's in decent enough shape that I'll keep it. And then I got a couple really nice 1986 nickels. And what's kind of interesting is that a lot of the nickels were older. Like a few of the rolls, were like all 90s and back. Then another nice 86. And then as for some pennies that I pulled out, a really nice 1986. And a nice 1982. I have not checked if it's copper or not. It looks like it's zinc. I haven't tested it though. But kind of don't know how to feel about this hunt. It was good, but I really wish the nickels produced some more 40s, and I really wish the pennies produced something of note. So, I don't know. I gotta stop being negative on these hunts. We did find silver. We found that proof. I don't find those a lot. And I got a bunch more oldies, old Jefferson nickels to add to my collection. And you can never get mad at a 99% nickel Canadian nickel. So it was a decent hunt. I feel like I've really been negative about these hunts. So I'm trying to be more positive about it. Anyway, I've talked a lot, so I'm probably going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.